Welcome, class of 2020. I'm Chris Noll. I'm the Director of Athletics for Colorado Springs School District 11. Couple of quick reminders: behavior contracts, permission slips. You have to bring those the day of graduation. We also want to remind you, you're going to be walking over some different kind of grades and terrain. Please do not wear high heels. Cap and gowns, they're optional. We highly encourage cap and gowns. Also, you have to bring a mask. No choice on that matter. Make sure you have a mask. And restrooms will not be available. We do apologize about that, but restrooms will not be available. So, for once in your life, don't drink a lot of water. This is a reminder. You will park in the south lot of the Roy J. Wasson Academic Campus located at 2115 Afton Way. On Monday, June 22nd, all of our Roy J. Wasson Academic Campus students will arrive at Achieve. You'll be here at 7:15. Tesla, you also will be here at 7:15 a.m. Bijou, you arrive at 7:30 a.m. And Odyssey, you will arrive at 7:30 a.m. That's on Monday, June 22nd. For our four traditional high schools, Palmer, Mitchell, Coronado, and Doherty, if your last name starts with A to H, you're here at 7:10. If your last name is I through R, you're at 7:25. Those students with the last name S through Z, please arrive at 7:40. This is the south lot of the Roy J. Wasson Academic Campus. Once you get into the lot, we're going to make sure that you have your behavior contract and permission slip. Once we collect that from you, we're going to get you parked. You're going to get to the Roy J. Wasson Academic Campus south lot one of two different ways. One, you're going to be dropped off. Two, you're going to drive yourself. If you're being dropped off, we will take you at this point and have you dropped off, and then we're just going to walk you into a separate area of the parking lot. We will ask the person that is dropping you off to either A, park, or B, just drop you off and leave if you don't need a ride back. For those of you that are driving, we're going to check you into the lot, and then we will have security personnel actually park you in different locations. We're asking you please cooperate and make sure that you park in the designated parking spot. Once you're in that designated parking spot that we designate for you the day that you arrive, we will have somebody come by and do your health screening. At that time, we're going to ask you some different questions. We're going to make sure that all of your permission slips are ready to go, and we're going to make sure that you're ready to walk across that stage for the class of 2020. So at this time, you're in your car. Contract permission slip's been turned in. Screening is done. What we need you to do is hang tight, sit in your car until told to get out of your car. Once we're ready for you, we're going to pull everybody out of this first row. We're going to line you up right next to the car, and we're going to start our march in to Garry Stadium. Once we get to this point, if you're one of the Roy J. Wasson Academic Campus schools, we're going to line you up by school. If you're one of our four traditional high schools, we're going to line you up on the red line, and we're going to march into the stadium. A couple things to remember: you have to have your mask on at all times, as well as make sure that you're practicing the social distancing. We will have staff from your school here to help make sure that we keep that social distance, that those masks are on, and that we're marching in a nice single file line. Once we get you into the stadium, you need to remember, we are social distance at all times, which means your chair will have 6 feet on either side of you, as well as 6 feet in front, 6 feet behind, but all chairs will be on the field, and we will practice our social distancing. Once we get to the point where we're going to read names, it will be a short program. It's not going to be one of those long graduations, but once it's time to read names, we're going to stand you up. You're going to walk all the way down the field, onto the track, and then once we get you onto the track, the whole reason we're doing graduation, to make sure you get to cross a stage and hear that name read as a proud graduate of your high school. Let me show you what that pattern looks like when it's time to hear your name read. Once you get to this point, you're going to give the name reader your name, John Michael Jones. You then get to the edge of the stage. Need you to take that mask off. We want to make sure that we see that face, because your face is going to be live on YouTube, and that's what everybody wants to see. You're then going to walk across the stage as your name is being read. Once you get to the middle of the stage, you stop, you put your feet on the footprints. We're going to take a still picture at this point in time. We encourage you to bring your diploma covers that you already have. If you don't, that's okay, but we do encourage that. You take that still picture with the smile, and then we're walking right off the stage. Once you've exited the stage, we're going to use the same pattern that we used coming into the stadium to get you back to your seat. If you're being picked up, we want your driver to start at the four-way stop on Afton. They'll pull into the south parking lot. Once they leave the south parking lot, they'll take a left on Afton and a right on Constitution. Class of 2020, we have a lot of people that worked super hard to put this together for you. We realized that you had a rough end of the year, and so we wanted to make sure that you have an in-person graduation. But we have rules that we have to follow from the health department. So we're going to ask you social distance at all times, 6 feet. We're asking you to make sure that you wear that mask at all times unless you're walking across that stage for those pictures. We're asking you to enter as well as exit in a formal manner, and we thank you in advance for your cooperation. Class of 2020, congratulations.